Nami channels the primal energies of the ocean, harnessing its mystical, restorative properties and commanding the raw power of the tides themselves. Though many doubted her, Nami had the bravery and determination to take on a dangerous quest when no one else would. Now her people believe she is the Tidecaller, a chosen one destined to complete a quest essential to the survival of her entire race. The Tidecaller's sacred duty is to acquire a moonstone, a powerful object found only in the towering reaches of the surfaced world. Her people, the Marae, rely on the moonstone's light to ward off the terrors of the depths. However, the stone's power lasts only 100 years. Before its light fades, the Tidecaller must journey into the great deep, retrieve an abyssal pearl, and carry it to the surface. There, on the night of the winter solstice of the 100th year, the Tidecaller makes a ceremonial exchange with a landwalker bearing a moonstone. By trading the pearl for the moonstone, the Tidecaller ensures the survival of the Marae for another century. However, in Nami's time, as the 100 years drew to a close, no Tidecaller had been found. Without a chosen one to complete the quest, her people would face disaster. But the Marae waited in faith that the Tidecaller would appear. Nami refused to sit idle, insisting that without a Tidecaller to save them, someone had to act. Bravely, she decided to begin the quest herself and ventured alone into the dangerous depths. None expected her to survive. But after 6 days of battles with untold horrors, Nami returned with the pearl in hand. The Marae hailed her as the new Tidecaller. All that remained was for Nami to journey to the surface and complete the exchange. When Nami arrived at the surface, however, she found only an empty shore. She waited for days in the mystic cove, unsure of what to do. In all the legends of the Tidecallers, the bearer of the moonstone had never failed to arrive. Nami faced a choice. She knew the surface world only through tale and rumor, but the survival of the Marae depended on her. Summoning the tide to bear her ashore, Nami began her search for the moonstone and became the first of her kind to explore the world above the ocean. She left her home behind and vowed not to return until she had completed the Tidecaller's quest. As she says, "I am the tide, and I cannot be turned."